looking for ya. Basically today, bro, you have to treat yourself like a king. You gotta treat yourself like royalty, bro. Because isn't that what we the descendants of? You have royal blood within your flesh. You gotta treat yourself like that. You understand what I'm saying? Now, what does that mean? That means you gotta take care of yourself, bro. You gotta be eating the right foods. Now, what I know, the kings back in the day, they used to be fed grapes and stuff like that. But you gotta be eating some grapes, man. Some grapes sound real good right now. But you gotta you also gotta lock in. It's a lot of responsibilities as the king. You gotta run the kingdom. How are you gonna run the kingdom if you don't got that kingly mentality, bro? The king don't stop. God put him there for a reason. You know, the people chose I think it was King Saul, I think his name was. The people chose King Saul. But God knew that it was David who was the true king. God knew. David had a heart that was after God's own heart. And that's what made him the king. It wasn't because he was the biggest or strongest guy. King Saul had the stature and he looked like he should have been the king. But it was King David who had the heart. And ultimately, that's what drove King Saul to hate David. He knew that he was the chosen one. And he tried to kill him because he was the chosen one. But because God let the people choose their king, and they chose King Saul, and so that's what made David, you know, back down. He says, no, you're the king. God chose you. He didn't say you're the king because you look like the king. Nah. That's where people get it misconstrued. Because God said this, then that is law. If God says this, that is the law. That's what a lot of people be getting, you know, like they don't be understanding. You gotta become the chosen one to understand. That's why you get all the hate, bro. And certain demons can only be casted out with prayer and fasting. So y'all gotta fast, bro. Y'all gotta fast and pray so these demons can be finally casted out. You feel what I'm saying? You gotta cast out these demons, man. Because the demons, they don't want nothing but to see you crumble and fall. At the end of the day, they just want you to crumble and fall. But you can't be doing that, bro. You can't be falling or crumbling or letting people's words get the better of you. You're the king at the end of the day. The king always had people who disagreed with him. Back in the day, it was a lot worse, you know. Kings would, you know, execute people right then and there. But we don't live in a world like that no more. Now we fight for the weak, bro. We fight for those who can't fight for themselves. And that's what it means to be the chosen one. Everybody's looking up to you because you're the strongest, bro. You're the one, you got the city on your back. You know? You got the city on your back. Now you gotta carry it. It's a lot of weight on your shoulders, man. It's a lot of weight. And it's a lot of responsibility. And sometimes people get it confused. They confuse the responsibility and they think that it's like a burden. But God chose you to be in that position for that amount of time, whatever it is that you're doing. Even if you're just, you know, it's your first job and you're cooking somebody's sandwich, bro. That's still purpose. At least you have a purpose, you know? Because there's no worse purpose than dancing with the devil. And what is that? That's being idle. That's not doing anything. That's dancing with the devil, bro. And I already know that you don't want to go back to that darkness, man. And that's why you gotta grind, you gotta run, you gotta walk with God so you can find the light. That's where God wants to take you on a journey, bro. That's what y'all not understanding. It is a journey to be had. And it is a pleasure. It is a pleasure and a gift to have this journey. Because it always can be worse. You know that. Can't let the demons win, bro. The demons saw their opportunity to strike and they striked. And they almost won. That's why you gotta pray and fast and pray and fast and pray. Because you're the chosen one, bro. Only you can do it. You gotta fast. You gotta cast out the demons. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't want to put in the work. A lot of people don't want to go without a meal. You know, sometimes you gotta go hungry. Sometimes the funds aren't there and you gotta go hungry for a little bit. But what are you going to do when you go hungry? Are you going to fold and break? Or are you going to stand 10 toes down and be strong? Stay solid to the ground. Glued to the ground. Unbreakable. Nobody can move you. You're an immovable object. That's the mentality that you have to have and adopt. But anyways, YouTube, it's been your boy Izzy, the chosen one. Hope y'all have a wonderful day. Anyways, take it easy.